Okay. Let's see if I can get this video done in the 20 minutes that I have to spare right now. Shortly after finishing up editing my Maldives boat trip review that I posted on my business YouTube channel, which I'll link below, I felt like I needed to relate to my girls and show you guys what really went down on the boat trip, because we had a lot of fun and I want to show you all the footage and all the stuff that I don't put in my reviews. Most of the details about the boat and the trip and all the, like, what do you want to call them, logistical details and comparisons are in my other videos. I'm gonna tell you guys about the fun we had and show you a couple clips. So I flew into Malé. Right when you fly into Malé, the port and the dock and the airport, it's all in one place. It's a pretty small island. So straight away from the airport, you're very close to the dock where you get on the boat. I actually flew in, I stayed a night in a hotel and then got on the boat the next morning. We headed to the dock, the boys picked us up and took us straight to the boat. I did a full tour of the boat on my TikTok channel. This was a really nice and spacious boat. These types of logistical details about the rooms and all that will be in the other video. So all these girls were put together in this group by my friend Andy, No Shoes, No Worries on Instagram. She often has these girls trips throughout every year in the Mentawais, in the Maldives, and all kinds of places. And she has some new destinations in her future plans. So I highly suggest you follow her, subscribe to her email list to stay up to date with all the new opportunities that are to come if you're interested in doing one of these boat trips. We had a very diverse group. There was California, Canada, New Zealand, Belgium, St. Martin, Australia, England, Austria, and Sweden. So we had a really, really wide variety of girls and they were all amazing and so fun. That was my first time shooting for a brand. It was a little stressful. The waves were not that good either. So obviously when you're a surfer and you're shooting for brands, they expect perfect waves, they want pumping waves, amazing surf content, but it's not always the case. So that was a bit unfortunate, and Maldives had been on my bucket list for a really long time. So to go there and not get like insane waves was, well, it's just another reason to go back, right? So I will be going back when I know the waves are good. But this trip was so much fun. The first couple days of the trip, we just spent surfing our brains out. I think I surfed like 6 hours every day. Maybe more some days, and a lot of the girls were there to improve their surfing, so I kind of fell into the coaching role, just being one of the better surfers on the trip, and it was so fun. I enjoyed coaching them so much. I was pushing them into waves, watching them improve, get more confidence, and in a place like that where there's typically a good amount of waves every hour, you surf so much, it's pretty easy to improve your surfing pretty quickly. I feel like I'm a pretty good coach when it comes to surfing. With my own surfing journey and growth, I took notes, a lot of notes along the way, and ended up working with so many different coaches that I'm able to usually see certain little critiques. So I had a lot of fun coaching, and Andy and I are planning to do a girls coaching trip on one of these boat trips sometime next year. So make sure you subscribe to her list, follow me on all my socials, I'll link them all below so that you can hear about those when they are released. So yeah, I was pushing them all into waves, we were having a great time, the weather was beautiful, and then we saw a little dip in the forecast, so we headed south and we planned out a few things that we had on our bucket list. First thing we did was head down to dive at a shipwreck. And this was absolutely insane. I did a whole story time on TikTok about this. You can see some of the footage here. It was so much fun and it really inspired me to get better at free diving. So that is now on my list. We knew we were gonna have a pretty small day coming up. So we got our last surf in the morning, and then we headed further south to a nurse shark kind of area where you can chum the water and all the nurse sharks come and they surround your boat. So we did this and it was, again, such an amazing experience. We were able to get in the water with them, swim around with them. They are completely harmless. They were actually really cute. Sometimes they'd like brush and rub up against you. And I really, really enjoyed that experience. I wasn't scared. I was a bit nervous because you have to like swim with your hands like tucked into your body, because if your hands are like out, they sometimes think it's chum and you can get bitten, but nobody got bit, and it was really, really fun. We swam with them for hours. And then that afternoon, so we surfed in the morning, swam with the sharks, or maybe it was the shipwreck. Can't remember. And then we got to a sandbar for the whole afternoon to shoot a bunch of content, and one of the girls on the boat is a stylist from Sweden, and she brought us all outfits, and we did a full high fashion editorial photo shoot on a surf trip. Like, that's a first for me. I don't know about you guys. My 12-year-old dreams came true. I used to always watch like America's Next Top Model, and I had so much fun, and I'm dying to see the photos. Like, I'm so excited. Hopefully by the time I'm posting this video, I have some of the photos so I can share with you. But otherwise, follow me on Instagram because they will be posted there. I need to live out my 12-year-old dream. So they'll be posted there. We worked with so many amazing, talented photographers. I'm gonna link all their profiles below because they're so talented, and it was really a pleasure to have them on board with us. So then after we did that, we made our way back up north because there was a swell coming, and I was certainly excited. It looked pretty good on the forecast, but we weren't really sure how the winds were gonna be, and we did see some tropical storms coming. So the last, 3 or 4 days we had just to surf, and there was definitely more swell in the water, but it was not clean. We got mostly cross shore winds the whole time. A little bit of onshore, but mostly cross off. And that was a bummer because I've seen videos of the waves we were surfing when they're good, and it looks so fun. So that was kind of a bummer, but regardless, we still surfed our brains out, had fun every day. And then when the tropical rainstorms pass through while you're surfing, it's a really fun experience, actually. What else am I missing? God, we surfed with manta rays one day, and we swam with them at night when they came up to the back of the boat, which is a pretty rare occurrence. Was another incredible thing. Like, so many incredible things happened on this trip, I can't even remember. And I'm sad to have to speed through all the details because I'm running late, but I needed to share a little video with you all to show you guys what we got up to. We did have one cheeky little party one night. Wasn't planned. We were actually invited by this whole dude's boat to like go over and have a party on their boat, but then they heard there was 12 of us, and then they got scared and they're like, oh, we don't want all 12. But we were like, well, it's either all 12 or none of us. So we had our own party that ended up being so much fun. The boys, the crew on the boat, they're so sweet. They like hooked up disco lights, and we had music, we went swimming, we were dancing. There was a lot of really amazing memories created that night. And the next morning, all of the other boys were jealous of our boat party. It was a very, very fun trip. And every time I leave these boat trips, specifically the girls' trips, I have a bunch of new best friends. You bond really quickly with people on boat trips, and they become really special to you. So boat trips have a whole nother type of effect on my heart and my gratitude. I'm sorry to have to speed through this. I hope the visuals were entertaining enough and showed you enough about how the trip went. And stay tuned for my coaching trips and just further boat trip content, because I am loving this whole YouTube content life that I'm establishing. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.